Hi, I'm Yijia Zhao from BA Illustration Level 5. Today I'm talking about different type of street art, silent protest. This picture is from the text about a protest in New York Gotham Museum on March 13, 2014 night. This action started with a young girl's trouble ring. After the second ring of the large trouble, thousands of paper currencies fall from the fifth floor of the museum. All these paper currencies shows a message about the unequal labor trade on Southern Iceland. This action was created by the Global Ultron Luxury Faction, GULF. GULF was a group that came out in 2014. They tried to combine creative direct actions with the Gulf Labor Compact, GLC, and shows their resistance to these exploitative acts. This paper currency fell from the fifth floor of the Gotham Museum. Knock Fashion designed these paper currencies. The paper currencies show the workers on the Southern Iceland were oppressed, the protests were suppressed, and the capitalism exploited the labor force. All the paper currencies fall from the museum, and everyone inside can see what is drawn. There are 1% symbols on the corners of the back of the paper currencies. The 1% symbols shows the resistance to class exploitation. For example, all ones of us, an image and a declaration of class antagonism. 1% have over the course of the previous 3 years become a household name for the organic rules of financial powers over the life of humanity beyond any nominally representative political system. The designer used the 1% to show that the labor force wants freedom, equality, and respect for human rights, and expresses their determination to fight against capitalism. On the other side of this paper currency, on the right side of this side, a giant clenched fist with the word free is in the middle of the workers. This part shows that the workers want to be free. They want to have fight capitalism and break the shackles of classism. The image that I choose is about a group of women called Self-Come Women. This image is from a documentary called The Self-Come Woman. In the documentary, the Self-Come Women originated in the mid 19th century in southern China and were mainly distributed in the Pearl River Delta, especially in Shunde, Nanhai, and Panyu. In the general environment during the 19th century, women still have to get married. In the local area, after the marriage, women will comb their long hair into bumps to express that they are married. Some of the women didn't want to get married. They want to go to work and have freedom. So the older women helped the younger women comb their hair into bumps to show that from this moment, these women have already married themselves. They vowed in front of the statue of Guan Yin that they wouldn't get married to men for the rest of their life and didn't need to rely on men to live. These type of women are called self-come women. The documentary shows how brave the self-come women are. For freedom and equal rights, they barely rebelled against society on their own way. This is a type of street art. Even if it's silence, still it's insulting. The sentence in the text shows encompassing a wide diversity of style and tactics. This renaissance has been characterized not by a canon of a great artist of the kind of sanctified by traditional art history, as leading from Michelangelo to Thomas Harrison, but rather by the collective genius of insurgent multiplicities engaged in a simultaneous nation and affirmation of art itself. These women have used collective strength to resist the injustice and inequality of society against them with their bodies. In the documentary, the self-come women were marginalized from resisting marriage and family arrangements. Some of them were exploited from the village, and their families wouldn't help them deal with the after-death. The self-come women built a building called Gupo Miao, Gupo House, to help each other with their getting older. This photo was shown the Gupo House in Shunde. The Gupo House was the gathering place of these women, and it also represents their firm determination to unite and help each other. At the same time, it is also where they spread their thought and straight and convert this power of persistence to more women who want to resist. The self-come women unit to mention the street art at represent freedom in the same form, just like the sentence. Self-com woman is a determination of women to break through the shackles of the world, and it is also awakening and resistance of self-consequence in the freedom area. These women dread to rebel against their families and work independently to earn money. This was women's solid, silent resistance at the time for freedom and equal rights. The form of self-combing women's hair fighting against society pursuits and the oppression from patriarchy. These women would have married and taken care of their families under the oppression of men, but now they show resistance and the awakening of self-awareness by changing hairstyles. Also, a text by Kristen Jiken, we can see Occupy as a brand rather than as a collectivist Occupy. We can see it as a movement whose success was due to its inclusiveness. As a brand, as a movement, Occupy found a way to unite people by forcing in dissatisfaction with the 1% and by speaking clearly to the other with 99%. Also, based on the text about Aona Tordor, she said, I believe that person can be spark, a catalyst, but the revolution also needs solidarity. When the women unite to protest in the same hairstyle, this is a type of artistic struggle. The paper currencies use art and text to show the desertification and resistance of exploiters. The self-com women use their hairstyle to reflect the oppression and resistance to the patriarchy society. Both forms are sort of good for people to explain resistance to the exploitation of higher rights and the determination to wrest freedom. They use different ways and are also a collective to resist society oppression. This also represents that changing hairstyle to resist society unfamiliar is a kind of street art. Self-com women unite and spread further and further. Ultimately, they got society's respect and the right to dominate their lives. Thank you very much for listening. Bye bye.